Which is the one? This one first. Yes.
Well,
okay.
I should just put that out. I'm like, the only thing that is different is that I'm not actually impeded by darkness or things like that. I can't see through walls.
You're actually passing by a rather large lake as you're on your way. Right, you're not actually in the water when I do this, just so we're clear.
Oh god, I'm in the water.
Under the sea.
Oh no, we're underwater.
The water is so clear that you can see right down into it. Spires of coral are spiraling out of the lake. It's called a lake, but in some worlds this would be considered an entire ocean.
Nice.
Nearer to the shore, one of these structures are sitting. You can clearly see it all the way down. And in fact, you can actually see some of the creatures that Rush mentioned before and Astrid, called the Orlok.
Oh, in which case Jack will drop the pebble he was about to skip across the lake.
These creatures are swimming through the water with such ease and grace, though they do not seem to have noticed you.
How do they breathe? Do they have gills or something?
It looks like they don't even have mouths. They look like their mouths are essentially gills.
Interesting. So there is oxygen down there.
Yeah, the water's oxygenated. You can drink it too. Well, we don't know any pathogens that may be in it, but otherwise it's safe.
So when you went down there last time, I'm assuming you had some diving gear, right?
He chuckles. No, we sent a probe down first. We didn't know what was down there. You kidding? I will go down there.
Do you have something I can use to breathe underwater?
Huh? Sure.
Thank
Why,
you.
you want to go?
I'm gonna immediately snag it.
He's like, he pulls out this small rebreather. He's like, yeah, I got. Okay.
And
I wouldn't
as I
recommend
put it
that
in my
for,
mouth, before I put it in my mouth, I'm gonna say, see you guys in like 10-15 minutes. I'll be right back.
Those things might
Type of
savage
your
you
sex
within
tape.
a few minutes.
Oh, right. B2, you're in charge of my stuff. Make sure nobody touches it, okay?
Kick.
And as
There's a 66% chance of you perishing there. I wouldn't recommend going in.
as B2 says that, Cora immediately strips nude and jumps into the water.
It's like, your friend is a little go lucky with this whole meeting a new life thing, isn't she?
I think she's got a bit of a death wish. Maybe I should start up some mental counselling sessions with her too.
I
a friend a
suspect so.
favour. I say to explain it. Just...
Well, at least she's diligent. I can tell she's a warrior.
B2 moves to reluctantly scoop up Cora's clothes, but not before sort of rummaging them around in the mud first.
By the way, you did tell her about the rules about meeting these creatures, right?
Yep.
I did tell her not to shoot them or hurt them or anything.
You did tell her not to approach them first, right?
I assume that I told her everything.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Well, let's keep walking along the shore. She'll catch up with us eventually. With that, the group carries on. Unless
Sydney, that was
somebody
the
else
exact
jumping.
scene I was thinking of.
Unless somebody else wants to jump in.
No.
No.
No. Yeah, some shit posting. Don't worry about it.
Right, we'll do a quick scene with these things then. So,
Oh, I get
Cora,
seen?
as you
Sweet.
yeah, you get a small scene. As you swim down, you see all strange manner of life, all of which are largely undocumented, since they're doing the surface first. These creatures seem to be sticking around their individual core coils, like their nests of sort.
Quick question. Considering the corals, I'm assuming have different colors, do the creatures seem to match the pigments of the corals?
Yes, they do, in fact.
Ooh.
It seems like they have small camouflaging abilities, able to change their skin tone.
Is there some kind of coral-like part that would fit my color scheme a little bit?
What, you mean white and black?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, right now, white, white
Oh,
and,
I am naked, so.
yeah, white and pink.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's some pale coal around there.
I'm gonna try to make my way towards it, but not get too close so they don't take that as a sign of aggression. I'm just gonna gang around and see how they react.
As you've hung around, they seem wary of you, a new life form within their environment. After all, the last time they saw anything, it was a probe. One of the larger specimens swim up. One of the larger specimens start getting closer towards you, and in fact puts out a hand with a finger extended, like almost gonna poke you.
I'm gonna mimic what he's doing very slowly.
He gives you a sharp poke. It doesn't draw blood, but it does sting a little, almost as if he's just testing you as he swims away once he poked you.
I'm just gonna stand there, but I'm gonna rub the spot that he poked to kind of give him an idea. Hey, be more gentle.
Soon you have like 4 of them around you, interested in seeing this new life form. If you're gonna generalize their activity, think of it like dolphins.
Cool.
But hopefully less rapey.
You're very less rapey, don't worry.
How are you breathing? Are you just gonna
Breathing.
drown?
Yeah, she
breather.
took,
Oh,
she took a
no.
rebreather from Rush.
Oh.
Oh no.
Funny story, she's actually
How,
has a breath
does it seem like they have some kind of patterns of socializing and communication between them?
They seem to be very physical in communication, like nature. They don't seem to talk, they seem to use signals with, like, for instance, you've seen a slightly threatening gesture as one of them got too close to the other and bumped into him, where his spines, like, shook a little in the water, making a ripple noise.
I'm gonna try to approach one of them with open palms and try to give him a handshake or a light hug, indicate something that I don't mean any, any bad stuff.
With all 4 arms, he immediately grabs your arm and looks around it, almost as if he was expecting you to offer food.
Sadly, I do not have anything like that, but that means they can be domesticated.
So yes, that's basically the generalization of what's happening. They're interested in you like dolphins, and eventually, well, the rebreather doesn't have that much air time.
No.
It's not an infinite air breather.
I'm gonna give them a light wave and start heading up.
They actually do follow you as you head up. Like they're actually going to follow you onto the beach, but stop when they see the others.
I'm gonna turn around and give them one last wave, and then I'm gonna pop out.
Oh dear, it looks like she's having to flee from them. Quickly, let's get her out of there.
BB,
B2
no.
begins to run over and sort of tries
No,
to
BB,
drag
BB, stay
Cora
out
away.
of the water, stay out of the water.
BB, please don't go in the water. You will die.
He's just on the beach.
Also, you'll scare my friends.
Astrid is pointedly not turning around and is also pointedly forcing Jack not to turn around.
By the way, as soon as I step out of the water and take a deep breath, I'm gonna do what every shaggy dog would do, and I shake my head very vigorously to kind of get most of the water out of my hair.
Jeez, that's a.
That's gonna be a lot of water, yes.
So,
Yeah.
so half an hour later, when he's finished shaking his hair,
So as you're walking, essentially on your way all the way to the crash site, all you're doing is drying out your hair. For
Yes,
the next
well,
hour.
one of the downsides of having long hair, I suppose. It's fine.
I'll cut it
You're
for you.
uninjured. Disappointing.
I missed you too, B2.
As you are all walking across the beach for the next, I would say, 20 minutes, the creatures do follow alongside the shore, but soon you have to head back into the jungle.
By the way, since they are actually following us, I'm gonna ask Rush if there's anything around we can offer us food.
Huh? You don't like rations, they're more into... Well, you can't exactly eat what they have. It's kind of like moss. They suck it up. If you have anything shredded, they could.
Any chance I can find something like that and give them a small offering before we leave them?
We have to come back this way anyway.
Good enough. We'll do that on our way back.
Yeah, you can always come back here. I mean, you could probably land your ship nearby if you really wanted.
Something tells me Astrid is not very keen on wearing a bikini and swimming on the beach and enjoying her life.
Ah,
little
Star
bit more
Wars
so.
beach scene, yay!
Unless maybe Jack wants to see her, maybe that's gonna convince her.
Hey Ash,
Yes?
I continue doing what I've been doing all day.
Yes?
Ignoring Cora.
Okay.
I'll wear a bikini, but only. Also, this is out of character, but Astrid will wear a bikini, but only if it's over her armor.
Oh god!
I'll wear a bikini, but only if it's made of egg mail.
So, eventually you arrive at the downed ship. It's a complete wreck as you come up towards it. In fact, half of it looks to be being chewed on by the very tree it flew into. That's one of the man-eating trees, alright. Got a taste for metal, too. You can actually see the branches literally just, crushing some of the hole into what appears to be a maw of some kind.
Do you recognize the ship model?
Strange looking one, that's for sure. Can I roll to see if I know?
Yes, you may.
Yay! What do
That
you want me
might
to
give
do?
us some insight on who landed here.
Core worlds.
Four worlds. Okay. Hey.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, well, you would have got blue, but yeah, you pass.
Hey.
Noticing this, you see it's an old ship from a planet called Alderaan.
Where does
Looks
that
like a shuttle.
It's a bunch of backwater nobles engaged in politics. We try not to go there unless there's real money in it.
Ah, yes. Now
This,
I know.
you actually notice, Jack, on this ship, it looks like it's been stripped of any and all titles. It's been just painted over. Looks like somebody just repurposed an old Alderaan shuttle for some reason.
That doesn't sit well with them. They're very big on their titles. Jack would like to sort of clamber up, keeping his distance from the moss, which I feel like will try and attack me, but so he can gain more information about the ship.
That's strange. Jack, in your experience, if these were some spies or people trying to keep low-key, would they use a shuttle like this?
I don't know. Here. And I offer a hand to you to clamber on up.
Oh,
You can get
thanks.
that branch out of the way there. I'm gonna go up and try and clamber to the cockpit.
I'm gonna give Jack a
Astrid,
hand.
if a plant tries to eat me, glass it.
I nod.
And
My
then I'm
gun
gonna clamber
is
up
ready.
to, I assume this fits the cockpit?
Yes, it is.
So, monkey mode.
Can you roll me, let's say, it's not really athletics, you're just trying to find your footing.
Coordination?
Yeah, I would say coordination, since you're trying to find your you're not physically climbing upwards, you're just finding your footing.
Okay, diff 2?
I would say add a red because of the moss. So 1 purple, 1 red.
We have to use black dice more often as well. I feel
Yeah.
like they're being neglected.
Yeah, they're really neglected.
Isn't black dice
Well,
for like
black-
situational modifiers?
I think, yeah.
Right,
they?
since I made
Yeah.
it, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
give
think,
Jack a hand. Can he
blues
make it
are
as well?
Blues offer like situational
Bonuses.
bonuses.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
Black is situational modifiers, and then red is usually upgraded difficulty.
Yeah, okay, how about this? It's 2 purples, but it's 2 blacks. How about that?
Whoa,
That sounds
I have
logical.
conditioned, so I don't care about those blacks.
Okay.
Shout out to Experta's life.
Shut up, no more racism.
I mean, I still made it even with the more difficult roll, so I'm gonna keep it.
I'm mostly just guarding the ship.
Actually, the more
Astrid,
difficult
would you
roll
like
is
to
with 2
roll an
blacks.
attack action?
Why?
Because it looks like one of the tendrils of bark are trying to reach down towards Jack as he's finding a bit of trouble.
Fucking double.
Oh no, wait, give me a second.
two-
That wasn't the right.
You got 2 crits.
Oh, right.
And
Hang on, wait.
despair.
No, wait, she hasn't actually rolled properly. Okay.
That
But I was
Wow.
going to say, if you did that, there would have been some interesting things that happened there.
2 crits and a despair. That is
Actually,
insane.
can we just do the 2 crits and the despair because that seems interesting?
No,
Okay, how
because
You know what
can't.
it is? The despair would make you run out of ammo, though, potentially, if Astrid feels like being a dick.
2 crits and
so
despair. I
yes.
just want to see what happens with it.
As you unleash a barrage of blaster fire up towards the tendril, it gets hit and slinks away. Though Teaser, you did see a future at one point where she literally blew off the tendril and it came down, put the ship. Actually, you know what? Roll me 2 purples. Roll me 2 purples.
The fuck?
Me?
Yes.
By the
Roll
way,
2 purples.
Ash, since I succeeded, can I catch Jack so he doesn't fall or something?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, that's. I'm going to take that. Right. So
It's 5
essentially,
successes and a crit.
right. Here's the thing. What I'm going to tell you what happened, because I'm taking the first one and taking the purples on second, because it's far more interesting. So what happens is that right away you're up, blasts it, and you blast the tendril straight off. You can hear a small like screech as the thing just curls up and returns to munching on whole, but its large tendril falls down, hitting onto the ship, and it causes it to fall over and slam onto the ground, so it's flat. Of course, the 2 people on it do fall off, but well, Cora managed to hang off, but Jack falls off onto a moss below.
Can
Can I
catch
can
him?
I catch him? Please, can I catch him?
How about both of you roll me coordination in order to see
Fuck
who
off,
catches first?
Cora.
Who's going to be his knight in shining armor?
No, I'm using a light side.
No, you're
Fuck
not.
off, Cora.
Right.
Cora,
So I'm just gonna reach
listen,
out and
it's
grab
now
him
the-
so he doesn't fall to his death or something.
It's now
Fuck
the
that
time
shit.
to point out that I can just combat roll out of this as a free action, guys.
okay, so do you want to combat roll out?
I hit the ground and roll back up to my feet instantly.
Yeah, but
So
you're
both-
down there now. I can just catch you and you don't have to fall.
But so's the ship.
So, yeah,
And
so in
both
other
the
words,
ship is
both
also...
Cora and Astrid are going for Jack, but the thing is, he goes, "Fox be gone," and combat rolls out
You
of there.
forgot that Jack is a strong, independent man who don't need help.
You know what? If you're gonna be like that, this is the last time I'm helping you there.
Grumpy Gus.
Jesus,
So,
that was some good
yes,
shooting. Didn't even see that thing coming.
Now,
Yes,
the
I'm
ship,
just glad you're fine.
now the ship is actually flat against the ground.
And then to the cockpit.
To the cockpit you go.
To the cockpit I go.
I yet again
It
remain
seems to
on
be
guard.
sealed off.
Oh. Hey Ash.
Yes?
I asked you before if it acted much like a shittier lightsaber, so I'm gonna unseal it with my boot knife.
Well, your boot knife acts as basically a welder torch.
Yeah,
but yes, it works the same
I figured I
thing.
could cut my way in with a boot knife.
Okay, while you're doing that, Cora, what are you doing?
Since the ship is gutted, I'm assuming there's a way inside. I wanna check the interior and the back side where the hangar is. See if there's anything else
Okay.
interesting that I can
As
find.
you go inside, it's a complete wreck. There's bits and pieces everywhere. But you notice something weird. It seems like there's bits and pieces from this planet. At least you notice some bark you've seen before, even some parts of animals you've seen before. That you've noticed that in each crate there's something unique, probably from each planet. There's some metals, there are some bits and pieces everywhere.
Hey Jack, it seems like we weren't the first sent here to explore. I don't know if the Hutt sent them, but these guys were definitely here looking for, well, different supplies and materials. They've gathered quite a lot of things.
Right, well you and B2 sort that out while I cut my way in here. Might find some answers.
B2's actually following you in. I might be able to tap into the power source, Captain. Get some information about what the ship was, perhaps.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Can I roll to see if I manage to spot something from the crew or something more valuable?
You may roll
What do you want me to roll?
perception and then law.
Okay. Lore, that's an interesting one. Okay, let's start with lore. Nope.
You didn't fail.
And perception. What?
I
Well, you
won with
didn't
the Force.
fail, but you swear you've seen some of these things around somewhere. More so, looks like the tools being used.
Hey
There's
Astrid.
like a rack of tools.
Hey Astrid, you're good with tools. Can you come give me a hand? I found some stuff.
I just kind of, my head droops a little bit as I'm just like, I'm supposed to be on guard, but I do head in after giving a one last look around, check to see nothing's
Any
approaching.
idea what any of these doohickeys do?
Can I roll mechanics?
Yep. Are you looking in there too?
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, are all of us down by the ship, or?
The ship has landed on the ground and 2 people are next to the cockpit trying to put it open and 2 people are in the cargo hold.
Yeah, I'll venture over to the cargo hold.
Alright.
I know nothing about cockpits.
You may roll mechanics.
Mechanics.
With 2 blue dice.
So just okay. I
So,
see you have
Ash, what do
added
the
shit.
tools do?
Amanda.
Hang on.
Apparently that didn't get added. What the fuck? Oh well, whatever.
2 triumphs, so who cares?
1 billion
Alright,
triumphs
so-
doesn't matter.
Astrid's there, so basically you look at them and they don't look like any tools that you would personally use, not on ships, not even on your own armor or weapons. They're too small, delicate. However, as soon as Teersa sees them, she's like, holy shit, they're lightsaber building tools. They're tools for building weapons of the Jedi. Or crafting the necessary ingredients to become a lightsaber.
Oh my.
Tizza senses a disturbance in the
This
force.
is unexpected, to say the least.
Well, since everybody seems to know what's going on in here, I'm heading back out and keeping guard.
It's alright.
By the way, Ash, I think it's time to start worrying about the yellow and the red dices because something is clearly not right with them. Have you noticed that we've had 20 fucking trials or despair this game? Something's not right.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gaining all the luck you stole off us.
By the way, did Astrid leave the tools in the cargo bay?
I'm not taking anything.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
just
going back
leave
out to keep guard.
Caesar sort of just zooms in on the tools like a homing missile.
Cora, have you mentioned what they are?
Oh yeah, I'm assuming so.
If you did, then yeah, Cora, you would know.
I was actually about to do that in character.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh dear, that's not something I expected to find in the middle of the jungle. Although I suppose no one would actually know what they are.
Assuming that you're not speaking cryptic just for the sake of it, is it related to, well, the Force?
Yes, these are tools used to construct, among other things, lightsabers.
Oh, so this is how they look. I've never seen something like them before.
Well, to say that you use to construct lightsabers is perhaps a bit of an oversimplification. Normally this construction process itself is done with, well, using the Force. But these are used to craft the items then fit together.
Oh, I guess you're right. This is an interesting find for a random ship in the middle of nowhere.
But finding only these would make no sense.
Why?
What do my 11 eyes see?
What are you attempting to see?
Anything that is like strong in the force inside this ship.
The materials themselves have an inkling of a force, that is correct, but there's nothing strong in the force. And by
Then
this... Oh, carry on.
No, I was gonna say nothing in here, but then there's no corpse either. So I surmise whoever crashed managed to get out. They did leave the tools behind, which suggests that this is a ship that belonged to a Jedi.
Or somebody that took them from Jedi.
True, but the ship is from Alderaan, correct?
I believe they said so.
That is one of the core worlds, and I don't believe someone from there would steal such things from the Jedi. That said, perhaps the ship did not belong to a Jedi, but there was definitely one on board, I would say.
Honestly, I'm more concerned with something else. Assuming this is a Jedi or not is not really that important. I'm thinking they came here, they gathered a lot of resources, it got shot down. We don't see any bodies. Where is the person that this ship belongs to?
Yes, that is a concern. Also, who shot it down and why?
I
And
believe
how
we
long
already
ago?
know that. The Sith and the Jedi shot it down, didn't they?
That is correct. They reported as such since they were illegally going into the area and were illegally leaving it.
At any rate, it seems that we can rule out that whoever came down here is a spy. They literally came down here to, well, scout the area. And probably make a profit from the new world.
Not necessarily.
Why would a spy bother with gathering all these plants and such things? Doesn't seem very
By the way,
intuitive.
That I don't know, but perhaps that was not the only thing they were seeking.
Anyway, do you think we should grab some of these tools, you know, to bring them back to the Jedi and the Sith as, well, you know, evidence?
I'm just gonna check. Ash, I have my own tools, right?
No, you do
Or
not.
do I not? That is a... that is what saying. Actually, I wouldn't mind taking them myself.
Tizer.
What? Whoever they belong to obviously left them here when the ship crashed. No one else is going to use them.
You're not serious.
I don't understand the problem.
I mean, if they allow you to keep them after we're done, sure, but this is evidence.
Of what? That there were people here? We already know that.
No, this is evidence that this might be linked to a Force-sensitive person, a Jedi, maybe a Sith, who knows. What's important is that we need to report this. And when we report it, they're going to ask for confirmation.
True enough.
How expensive are these tools anyway?
Ash?
Technically, a Jedi is given such tools to construct their lightsaber, but then they are only kept at the Jedi Temple. So outside of it, they are quite rare.
Inside the Jedi Temple, they are quite commonplace. Outside, not so much.
Ah, I'm starting to see your point. Since you can no longer return to the temple, this is basically, well, a huge chance for you, isn't it?
It's a much easier way to procure them than having someone custom make them, yes.
Cora is gonna think for a while, scratch her head and just sigh. You know what? I'm just gonna pretend I never saw them. You do what you think is right, Tizer. Have fun, and with that I'm just gonna wave off and leave.
So,
Actually, as Cora is leaving, it here to say, I believe that if I told my old master about our findings, she would believe me without evidence.
Well,
Perhaps
let's
her
hope
word
you're
would
right.
be enough to convince the others.
At any rate, Tizer, you're on your own. I'm gonna let your conscience decide what happens next. See ya.
So, after you've done that
Meanwhile-
and gathered the tools, are you going to go outside with Jack and stuff?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's what you're doing. Good. So, soon enough, the cockpit gives off a hiss.
It's a
as it
snake.
buckles
Don't
open,
pet the
and
white snake.
you can actually pull it open.
But
So
don't
it's
pet
still
it.
pressurized. Interesting to know. So with like a little, torch in one hand and the knife in the other, I'm gonna scan it across.
As
What do I see?
as you pull it open, the blast shields on the front peel away, and you hear from within, "Ah, it seems you have found me. That is good. I was scared of the shaking."
I mean, who said that?
I follow through the door and light the cockpit up with a spotlight. Who's there? Show yourself.
Thought so.
Oh boy.
Hello,
Seriously?
he says as he starts getting up. The droid seems to have been the pilot.
Oh shit.
Ash.
Mhm.
Can I immediately recognize that voice?
You passed away before you've done your garrowing, young one. Otherwise, you would have such a device.
God
You do
damn it.
not.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Careful the buildings, collateral damage.
Fuck collateral damage, I'm an giant ass robot!